remain seated and keep all hands and feet inside of the train. Circuses, carnivals, and state fairs often share performers, food stands, and audiences as well. Portable, easy-to-eat foods were essential, and the corn dog just happens to fall right into that category. The basic idea of the corn dog was sausages coated in batter and fried, and it has European roots as well, especially from German and Texan immigrant communities. In Texas, during the 1920s and the 30s, vendors began experimenting with dipping hot dogs in cornmeal batter to make them easier to handle and more filling. One of the earliest documented versions came from German immigrants in Texas who were trying to make sausages more appealing and portable. And I'm not gonna lie, I think they did a pretty good job of that. Now by the 1940s, the modern corn dog on a stick showed up, and several people claim credit, but two big milestones are, and I should mention these, Neil and Carl Fletcher, who popularized the corn dog on a stick as we know it today, from the Texas State Fair in 1942. Then we also have Stanley Jenkins, who helped standardize it as a commercial product, the Cozy Dog Drive-In in Illinois, 1946. All right, folks, now tying it all back to the circus trade, here is where the circus comes in. Circuses didn't necessarily invent the corn dog, but they did help spread the culture that made it famous. Back when circuses needed food that could be eaten while walking, held in one hand, and cooked quickly in large batches. Corn dogs check every box, as you can tell. Vendors who worked circuses often worked carnivals and fairs too, so the foods moved fluidly among both categories. By the mid-20th century, corn dogs became a staple across all three environments: circus lots, midway carnivals, and state fairs. Now there's also a showmanship element. That food on a stick is simple and visual as well as a little bit whimsical. It's perfect for the spectacle of a circus, bright signage, sizzling fryers, and the novelty of eating a hot dog dipped in cornbread batter. Sounds so good. Damn, I need to get another one. I'm not gonna lie. I've had too many today. Alrighty, but while the corn dog wasn't born under the big top, it did grow up in the same traveling entertainment-driven world, as you all can tell. And now it's become one of the defining tastes of the American Midway, whether you were at a circus, carnival, or fair. So the corn dog, in short, is very versatile, and we are so glad to have you guys celebrate National Corn Dog Day with us today. Now, for now, I am going to get out of here. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. I will be back with you. relish on those little things. I thought that was really funny. And I hope you guys thought it was funny. One more time. There we go. All right, everybody. I want to go out with a bang. Please do remember to remain seated. I'm going to toss the mic back on over to Conductor Layla. Alrighty, folks, the train is officially getting ready to come to a complete stop. So once again, we do ask that everyone please remain seated and keep all hands and feet inside of the train. Once again, please remain seated, and I will let you all know when it is officially safe to exit. Once again, folks, please remain seated. All right, everybody, it is now safe to exit the train. Thank you all so much.
Our trip around the Magic Kingdom is almost complete. I can't thank you enough for spending part of your day with me. And I hope you've enjoyed your journey as much as I've appreciated being a part of it.